All right, hey everybody, my name's Andy Cohen. It's the after show with RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. Jim Parsons, spoiler alert, is in theaters now, showing on video on demand. John Hill and David Ludwig created an incredible podcast called Naughty. It's now out on Wondery Plus. John Hickey's in it, Kristen Johnson, Sherry O'Terry, and Santa is played by...
Latrice Royale.
Yes.
And Andy Cohen.
Okay. And Andy Cohen.
And Andy Cohen, yes.
Two Santas?
Well, no, I mean, I'm in it. Ru, isn't it wild, or is it wild that Drag Race came on? I mean, it was on for how many seasons before you feel like it, really broke in a very big way? You won the Emmy how many seasons into it?
Again, mathematics. I have no idea.
Right, exactly.
You know, I do a lot of jobs, and what the key to doing a lot of jobs is to do what's in front of you.
Yes, I understand.
And if I have a calendar, I go, I think around the third season, you know, when Michelle Visage came on the show, who's my dear, dear old friend, knew her from the clubs back in the 1800s. That's when I think the show really solidified and made something happen.
Yeah. When it started, are you surprised that it's still all these years
I
into
am surprised, yeah. You know, I've been in show business for 40 years, and, you know, when you can return to the same job again, twice, you're ahead. You know what I mean? Because most things don't work, you know, and that's why anytime somebody does a show that either I like or not like, I'm applauding them because it's so hard to get things made. Yeah. It's so hard. So even if it's terrible, I say, you go head on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of
I was going to say, Drag Race was new to me during the pandemic. Not new to me, like I didn't know it existed, but like that was a binge. Literally, Todd and I sat around and watched at least 2 or 3 episodes every night for about 4 months straight.
Wow. Well, did you have a fistful of Jergens lotion?
Was not that kind of party. But it was heaven. I mean, it was really the brightest spot for us for a long time. This is in 2020.
That's lovely.
Special place in my heart.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Speaking of getting things made, I mean, so you read the book, just spoiler alert, and then did you know immediately, I want to make this as a movie?
No, my husband watched me read it and was watching me cry through it, and he said, do you think it'd be a good movie? I really don't know. I don't think I'm very good at knowing what's going to adapt. And he read it and said, I think it would. And so he actually approached Osceola about getting the rights for us and our company. And
wow.
Yeah.
And after you got the rights, was it hard getting the financing and everything?
We got very fortunate because as soon as it was announced in the trades that we had gotten the rights, Michael Showalter, who ended up directing it, he called and said, do you have a director? And he was at the top of our list. But like that changed everything from that moment on. Yeah.
That's really great. Ru, I was talking to you earlier about binging old Supremes clips on YouTube. Everything is on YouTube, and it's so great. And the RuPaul VH1 show was I mean, you have to be so glad at this moment that that show existed at all, because you got everybody, every single person, you know, every time anyone dies, Olivia Newton-John, whoever, it's like the clips that are always popping up on my YouTube is you with them. I mean, that has to be something that you hold very dear to you, that time on that show.
It absolutely is. In fact, Diana Ross was our very first guest on that show, and I grew up loving Diana Ross, and so it was great. You know, I've been very, very fortunate in this career, which is a brutal career, as you all know, and for performers. But yeah, I love that show. In fact, I've been transferring a lot of them over to digital and rewatching them. A lot of times I can't watch myself after after a 10-year period or something. That was 25 or 26 years ago.
Yeah,
those shows. 90s.
And how do you feel watching yourself on that show now?
I hate it.
Do you?
No, on that show, it's fun because I'm skinny and I got a lot of cute clothes and stuff. And we used to open it with a musical number every show, which I love. And then I had Jamal Sims, who's now a big director and big choreographer. He was one of the guys on the show and one of my dancers. So it's really good. And of course, I did it with our friends, Randy and Fenton, who I still still work with today, who I met in the East Village, 300 years ago.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
And I loved it when you surprised B. Arthur with Esther Roll. That was
although
great.
she wasn't that excited.
No.
B wasn't?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
But B was great. B came to my house in LA for barbecues and game nights and all that kind of stuff. She was great.
Let's go back to our virtual fans. Marie from Knoxville, what's your question for RuPaul?
Hi, Andy. Hi, Jen. Ru, what do you think of Jinkx Monsoon becoming the first drag queen to play Mama Morton in Chicago on Broadway? And would you ever want to be on Broadway yourself?
Wow, that's great. Listen, Jinkx is a star. We knew it from her audition. We knew it. And then, I don't know if you saw, I can't tell this joke. You can't be dirty in the after show, can you?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Well, she's got that joke in the All-Stars, All-Winners season where she talks about Evie Oddly's manhood, or, the size of the girth of, I'm trying to clean it up as I say it.
Just say it.
Yeah, well, she says a joke. I'm going to butcher this. She says, Evie Oddly's dick is so big. I was in the middle of doing a line of coke off of it. It occurred to me, I've turned into my mother.
Good joke.
That was the moment she won.
Yeah. That is a good joke.
Isn't that hilarious? Oh my God. She's a brilliant. And of course that show is great for her. I predict Marie, not Mary, she's Marie, the girl who asked the question.
Yeah.
Like people like Sandra, who said, it's Sandra, darling. Anyway, I predict that this is the first of many Broadway roles for Jinkx Monsoon. She's a genius, that kid. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Liam from New York City with a question for Jim. Hey, Liam.
Hey, boys.
Hello,
Hey,
Liam.
Ru. Jim,
Yes, sir.
what are you most excited to see when Kaylee Cuoco officially becomes a mother? And did she reach out to the Big Bang cast to share that she was expecting?
Our video callers have gotten just next level.
Just a trip. I found out through the news that she was pregnant, which I didn't take as any offense to that. What do I want to see most? I want to say breastfeeding, but I don't really think I mean that. That's not just the first thing that occurred to me. I think she'll be a very good mother. She was very, I think she has mothering instincts from working with her for 12 years, I'd say. I don't know. Is that a good answer?
That's a good answer, yes. Yeah. You spilled some tea. John Hill, anything that you need me to say before we wrap up? Anything
No,
you need to get
thank
off your
you
chest?
that 2 white men have given another podcast to the country, just in time for Christmas.
Where can we find the podcast, John?
Exclusively on Wondery Plus.
Yay!
David's drunk.
Very good. I want to thank RuPaul, Jim Parsons, and David and John. For more, click around BravoTV.com. We will see you in 2023, everybody. Thanks for watching. Watch more clips here and subscribe to our channel here. See ya.